What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's dive into Smackdown from May the 17th, 2024. An okay show for the most part. It felt kind of mid. Not much really happened or occurred. This was still King and Queen of the Ring heavy. Thankfully, next week is the finals of the King and Queen. So that'll be good when all this stuff is over with. So we kick the show off with the first match of the night. That being Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton, Queen of the Ring. Bianca Belair wins via the KOD. In the match, Tiffany Stratton worked on the knee of Bianca Belair. I thought that maybe Tiffany would have pulled out a victory, but she didn't. So it is what it is. It's fine. Tiffany Stratton, this past week, got into some nonsense on Twitter, basically, where someone posted a clip of her. It was like 3 seconds of calling Jade Cargill a black bitch, which I don't believe that really even happened or occurred because it wasn't her voice. And she didn't even really post it. It was just somebody probably following her who decided to post it. So, whatever. It is what it is. Tiffany Stratton's friends with most of all the females that she works with. So, I mean, like, why do you think she would be that type of girl? She's not, all right? The girl's, 22, 23? Come on now. Let's get with the damn program. Tiffany Stratton is not a racist. She's not a Trump supporter. I doubt it. Tiffany Stratton is just there to make money. Like, why wouldn't she? But it does suck to see Tiffany Stratton lose. But it is what it is. Again, I hope that Triple H really does have some plans for her going forward. Because if he does not, I really wouldn't have been mad if Tiffany Stratton would have stayed at least the remainder of this year, 2024, in NXT. That's just me. Because I'm a big fan of Tiffany Stratton. I always have been. When she first came to NXT 2.0. So, that's just me. Moving on from that. So, Kathy Kelly, she's in the ring with Bianca Belair post-match. Bianca tells Kathy that her knee's not 100%. But she didn't because, she did not. My bad, hold on. So Bianca tells her that her knee isn't 100%, but she did not because the EST, by making excuses, she's the strongest, roughest, toughest, quickest. The fans can't, EST, she tells him next week, injury or not, nothing is stopping her from becoming Queen of the Ring. Okay, that's fine. Not gonna happen, but it's fine. Moving on. So, Logan Paul, he's walking backstage. He's about to enter the locker room of Nick Aldis. So out steps LA Knight. Yeah. So both guys, they go face-to-face, and Nick Aldis comes out of his locker room, and he asks Logan to enter his locker room. This is fun. It actually makes sense. I wish they would do some shit with Nick Aldis. I think Nick Aldis has been GM, I want to say, for 8 months. I want to say he's been GM for at least 8 months. I think he got the position, I want to say, back in October that happened. So it's been about a good 8 months since he's had that position. I really want Nick Aldis to be an active wrestler. Nick Aldis is 36. He can still go. Like, come on. We need to have him at least get physical. Like, come on, Triple H. Do better, man. Like, damn. Come on, bruh. Moving on. So, Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Jade Cargill. Jade tells him that she's heard all about Nia, the irresistible force. But to Jade Cargill, she's just in her way. So Bianca comes in. Jade congratulates her on her win, that being Bianca Belair. Jade talks about Bianca's knee, and Bianca says it'll be fine if she has to stand in the ring across from her. Jade tells her to take it one match at a night, and then she dips out. Okay, moving on from that. So the Bloodline, they're backstage, and Solo tells Tama Tonga it's time to go. Paul Heyman asks Solo if he spoke with Reigns today. Solo tells him all the time, and he walks away. I like what Solo's doing. I do. I like it. I like how he's wearing suits and stuff. I do like that. We all know that Solo Sikoa is a proxy tribal chief. We all know good and damn well that The Rock is behind all of this. That's common sense. When Roman returns, whenever that will be, he's going to be a mega fucking babyface. That's just common sense. It's not even debatable. So we all know, or we all should know, that the real tribal chief, the final boss, The Rock, is doing all of this. He's the main culprit behind all of this. So this is interesting. Moving on. So Kathy Kelly is backstage with LA Knight. LA Knight tells Kathy Kelly the Bloodline is not looking good as they used to, but Tama can get introduced to the BFT, and he would go to King of the Ring and be introduced to the Crown. So in comes Carmelo Hayes, who tells LA Knight that he can introduce him to SmackDown and how he was the first round draft pick. LA Knight asks Carmelo if he remembers who the first round draft pick was when Tom Brady got selected. He says nobody. He said that's Carmelo's first mistake. The second is looking past Randy Orton. So Carmelo says after tonight, the most important letters in WWE will be H-I-M. LA Knight tells Carmelo if he wants to hear something real, he can hear this. And he says, well, everybody's saying, LA Knight, yeah. So this leads us into LA Knight being defeated by Tama Tonga, who is still doing the lame flatliner finisher for whatever reason. I have no idea why. It's stupid. Like, he can't do a damn net breaker or some type of fucking clothesline or something, or a power bomb or something. We need something, like a brain buster or something. Like, ugh. I don't even like the finish. Like, I can't stand the flatliner. I mean, it's a cool move, but it's not a match ender. So, LA Knight, in the middle of the match, he got into it with Solo Sikoa, and then LA Knight got distracted, and that's how Tama Tonga got the win. So this is fine. It actually makes sense. Hopefully, Triple H can be smart enough to feud Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight together. I think that would be a good little feud right there. That would give both guys something to do. And it actually makes perfect sense. Moving on. LA Knight, he's backstage with the official, arguing. So he walks past Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes tells LA Knight he wasn't able to get it done. And LA Knight pushes Carmelo. So both guys argue, and then WWE agents and officials, they break it up. Okay, that's pretty cool. Again, hopefully this can lead to a feud of some sort. This gives both guys something to do. Both guys are really solid in-ring guys. Both guys are pretty good on the mic. And again, this gives both guys something to do. LA Knight's going nowhere as of late. He's going nowhere. He wasn't where he was earlier this year or even last year. So they have to do something with LA Knight. I forgot to mention him and Logan Paul. They had a little stare down, so that might mean something. That might lead to something maybe. Maybe we could get Logan Paul versus LA Knight SummerSlam for the U.S. title. Something like that. I think that would be cool. LA Knight being U.S. champion would be cool. And then him and Carmelo Hayes can feud over the U.S. title. I think that's the best way to use both guys. But both guys need something. And LA Knight, he's just a hamster on a wheel. I mean, he's over and the crowd likes him and everything. It's just he's not being used properly. He doesn't even need to even be in King of the Ring. A lot of these guys don't. You could have done like a regular 8-man King of the Ring tournament. Same thing with the women. And, that's it. But it's just not really that important. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. But, I mean, they did end up doing that. But in general, King and Queen of the Ring are, kind of missable. Like, it's not really even all that important. Moving on. So, Logan Paul, he comes out along with Nick Aldis. It's now going to be the contract signing. So, Cody Rhodes comes out. He gets a massive-ass ovation, which is great because they're in Jacksonville. So, AEW territory all day, every day. So, why wouldn't Cody get a massive pop? So, Cody gets on the mic, and he asks the fans what they want to talk about. Cody says he loves this place, and he asks Logan on this day 32 years ago if he has any idea what happened on these grounds. Logan doesn't know, and Cody says the reason he knows and the reason for Logan not knowing is important. Cody says 32 years ago in Jacksonville, Florida, was the first ever War Games in 1992. I was 3 at the time. I was 3. It was considered one of the greatest War Games matches of all time. And the reason he knows this is just because, like these fans, he's a fan of pro wrestling. He's a fan of what he does. So Logan claps and laughs. Cody tells Logan he's not a fan. He describes Logan Paul as a tourist. He's just passing through. Logan is making viral memories. And it is time for him to get off the train and drop that U.S. championship. And that would make Cody a Grand Slam champion. So, Logan Paul, he gets on the mic and says, Cody's saying the same thing the guy before him said and the guy before him said. They've heard it. He didn't understand. He says he's not here to listen to Cody talk. He's here to sign a contract. So the crowd boos. Logan says, "What a terrible crowd." So Logan looks at the contract and points to something, saying there's one thing. So Logan then rips up the contract. The crowd chants, "You can't read." He tells him he can read, and it wasn't what he agreed to. He agreed to wrestle Cody Rhodes only for the undisputed WWE Championship, which is great. He did not agree to put his title on the line, and he figured they would do something like this. Logan says he has his lawyer with him, and they take out a contract that they made. Logan says this one looks good to him. He tells Nick Aldis to get it done and to have Cody sign his contract. So this infuriates Nick Aldis. He says that he's had enough of Logan Paul and his antics, and he calls him broccoli head entourage. He said they didn't agree to this in his office. They all know it, and he's not going to stand for it. Logan's lawyer gets involved and asks Nick Aldis if he's threatening his client, Logan Paul. Cody asked Nick to hold up. He's doing a fantastic job. They got put on the spot. Cody tells Nick Aldis to let them finish the paperwork, and he'll bring it to Nick Aldis' office personally. And then Nick leaves the ring. So Logan Paul signs the contract, and the match is made. He says Cody hasn't done anything to deserve a title shot at his United States Championship. He asks Cody what has he done, because he's proven himself every time he's worthy of every title in this industry. Like Jake Paul's next victim, Mike Tyson, would say. That was pretty funny. Sign the contract, big boy. And then he throws the contract towards Cody Rhodes and stands up for his U.S. Championship. Cody then gets on the mic and tells Logan Paul that the honeymoon phase with him is over. After the match, Logan will find out exactly who Logan Paul is on the inside. Cody mentioned Tyson in 8 days, and a WWE Hall of Famer will knock his brother out. And in Saudi Arabia, a future WWE Hall of Famer is going to beat him. Cody then signs a contract, and Logan goes for a cheap shot. Cody ducks. He clotheslines Logan Paul on the outside, and then he takes out one of Logan Paul's entourage, and he powerbombs him through a table. And then Cody throws Logan Paul's U.S. Championship to him. So that was the end of the segment. Cody stands tall. This is pretty good. I actually like this. This makes sense if we break it down properly. It actually does make sense. This is pretty good. It went on about a good 8-9 minutes. And I think this actually is a step in the right direction for both guys. I'm glad that it's not going to be champion versus, champion. It's not both championships being on the line. It's just Cody's. So I'm glad we got that out. Because we can't have Logan Paul losing his championship. I think LA Knight should be the one to dethrone Logan Paul. But this is fine. This makes sense. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen next week at the Go Home show. I'm interested. Moving on. So, Kathy Kelly is backstage with Nia Jax. Nia Jax tells Kathy Kelly to stop it. Jade has to hype herself up. Jade is strong, impressive, and she is. But Jade won't be the queen of the ring. Nia Jax will be the new queen of the ring. So then this leads us into Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, queen of the ring. It ended in DQ. Jade's daughter was in attendance. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Her and Nia had a brief little interaction in the match, which was good. So that got Nia some heat. Her and Jade, they brought out on the outside. The ref was counting. Nia tore up the announce table. She was going to grab a chair and use it, but Jade ended up taking the chair from her and using it on her. And Nia wins, and then they continue to brawl after the match. So this actually makes sense. This gives Nia a really good out. Jade Cargill a really good out. This makes perfect sense. Again, I still think that Jade should have been the one to face Nia at WrestleMania 40. I think, Jade should have faced Nia then. I think that would have been good. But this makes sense. This was smart on the part of Triple H. So Triple H did do something right. And I'm interested in seeing where this goes next. I don't know who's going to win Queen of the Ring. I don't. Maybe Nia might win. I don't know. She might win. But, we'll see where everything goes. So that's cool. Moving on. DIY. Oh my God. They defeated Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. So it is what it is. the rest of Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, and Elektra Lopez, they try to get involved, but to no avail with that. The official got rid of them. He ejected them from ringside, which sucks. And Gargano, he got the win. Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck about DIY. I really don't. Moving on. So, Corey and Wade, they talk about the QR codes that have been flashing on the screen. One of them leads to a video which aired on WWE's Twitch channel. So that's cool. Hopefully we get the Wyatt Six at King and Queen of the Ring. If we don't, we need to get them at the following Smackdown. So let's do that. Moving on. Byron Saxton, he's backstage with AJ Styles. AJ tells Byron that his match at Backlash was unbelievable. He was so close, and he lost. He had a chance to redeem himself. King of the Ring tournament, and he lost to Randy Orton. He asked, where does he go from here? And he says next week he's going to go to Nick's office, and they'll find out where he goes from there. So AJ walks away. So this is fine. So maybe we might be getting Nick Aldis versus AJ Styles. Maybe AJ Styles just goes batshit crazy next week and takes out Nick. I think that would be fun. Let's do that. That would be some fun fucking shit. That really would. Main event, Randy Orton defeats Carmelo Hayes via the RKO. So he advances in King of the Ring. Forgot to mention that Bayley is backstage with Byron Saxton. So Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they come in. Bayley looks at them, and Chelsea says Bayley is the reason Piper Niven lost last week. Bayley tells her she'll see her in the ring next week, that being Chelsea Green. Nice, interesting. So Randy Orton wins the match via the RKO. Fun little match. So post-match, Kelly gets in the ring with Randy Orton. So Tama Tonga comes out along with the rest of the bloodline. So Orton tells them to hold on. Randy Orton asks if the bloodline will come out and try to intimidate him, but they must have forgotten who he is, and he is Randy Orton, a 14-time World Heavyweight Champion and soon to be King of the Ring. He tells Tama that next week he'll introduce him to his foot up his ass, and after that he'll introduce him to the 3 most deadly dangerous letters in WWE RKO. So then Randy drops the microphone and then he celebrates. So this is fine. This makes sense, I guess. So Smackdown was okay. You know, Bianca getting a possible knee injury, which actually makes sense, so she might lose. Jade losing via DQ, that was smart on Triple H, on the part of Triple H. Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes had a good little interaction. It's interesting to see where AJ Styles goes. I think SmackDown in Saudi next week will be fun. I think it will. But SmackDown was okay. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.